Thank you all for joining us tonight for the GPAC post-game press conference. We have head coach Tim Bergstraser and student-athlete Jacob Jennissen from Minnesota State University Moorhead. The Dragons advanced to the championship game in the 2025 NSIC men's basketball tournament after their defeating Winona State in tonight's semifinal game. We'll start off with an opening statement from head coach and then open it up for any questions. Coach?
Yeah, I'm going against Winona. You know what you're getting into against them. They're a very well-coached basketball team. Known as there for a handful of years now, and they're very disciplined, well-coached. They're going to play extremely hard, and they guard better than anybody. So they made things very difficult for us offensively there, and they're going to turn into a grind game. So I thought our guys, knowing that on both sides of the floor, what to expect, they handled that pretty dang well. Offensively, they executed well and trust each other, and I think a lot of people were touching the basketball on the floor, which feeds into how we play offense. And then, when it comes to tournament time, you got to be ready to guard, and I think our guys did an incredible job on the defensive end. Hurdle's an outstanding basketball player. He hit some very tough shots. Guys get frustrated when he's hitting those shots, but you just got to tell your guys, it's just great defense, and he's a good basketball player. So that's just trying to move on to the next play. And then just the way we finished the game out, too. There's a little lull there, and we weren't scoring the ball. But, if you're able to defend while that's happening, you can still have a good situation for yourselves. But, our guys are definitely bought in to what we're doing, so I'm just proud of how they're handling things.
Coach, you guys were plus 19 with Jennissen on the floor tonight. I feel like he's probably played his best basketball over the last 10 games. Question for you, I guess, is what have you seen differently out of him over the course of the last 10 games or so where he's really reached a high level of performing out there?
Well, I think it all just starts, as we've been dealing with our injuries this year. We're, in a way, searching for more leaders when they're not on the court. And I give so much credit to this young man here, just the way he's evolved into a leader, a more vocal leader, an intense leader. I think that's just given him more confidence, too. And just with him on both sides of the ball, he's just playing with so much freedom. And it's just good to see, what this young man's all been through, to see the success that he's having right now. It's a pretty cool story. So I'm just happy for him and you could tell he's enjoying it. And, we rely on him a lot. If you would have saw where he was, a year and a half ago to where he is now, it's such an incredible leap to his transformation in his game. So that's just all the credit to him and what he does. He puts in so much time off the floor. He's very invested in taking care of his body. So, he's earned it all. But we rely on him so much on defense, and you don't have a lot of 7-1 guys out there that can switch onto people, move, rebound. He's very athletic, and then he just works extremely hard. So it's a very tough combination to have. And he's just a very selfless person. So you're right, he is playing his best basketball. We think he's an absolute animal in the paint. And tomorrow will be a fun battle. There's two really good bigs going at it. I know we're going to be ready to watch.
Jenny, kind of maybe the same question to you. I know your response is probably going to be I've been playing the same way always. But, where maybe tonight specifically, where did you see success? Were lanes opening up? I know it was a physical game down there, but to be able to succeed in a really physical contest like that with some really talented bigs as well for Winona State. What was working for you, I guess, is probably the best way to put that question.
Yeah, for me, Carson makes it pretty easy on me. I set a screen on him, and I roll as hard as I can, and openings kind of present themselves. So, yeah. And,
Coach Bergstraser just alluded to it. You've matched up with Vandegrift 2 times already this year. First matchup, they got us in Moorhead, vice versa in Minot. What makes him such a great player? What makes him so challenging to defend? Because I think you have evolved the way that you defended him from game 1 to game 2. What's kind of the challenges that he presents?
Right. He's a really strong physical guy. I have length. That's my advantage versus his strength, which is his. And I don't know. First time, yeah, they got us at home, and then we went and got them at their place, which was really fun for us. But I don't know. I look forward to the tough matchups. It's what it's all about. It's why I play basketball, and it's going to be a fun one tomorrow.
Coach just qualified for the NSIC tournament final for the 8th time as a program. It ties the NSIC record with Southwest and Minnesota State, I believe. What does that say about this program? Obviously, you've been along for a lot of those tournament finals. What does it say about this program to be able to reach that level of success to where you're playing in an NSIC record 8th tournament final tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we like to believe we do things a certain way. We take a lot of pride in what we do. We're not the prettiest, flashy program by any means, and that's just who we are. We're not afraid of doing the hard stuff and maybe some things that people don't want to do, but we really, it always comes down to just bringing in the right people into our family. And, you know, we obviously bypass on a handful of talented players, but we really sift through to bring in our kind of guys that just buy into how we do things, because if you don't, you're just not going to make it in our program. And it's always going to be about the players. And just like for me as a coach, like I've just grown from, you know, Walthall and what he's done. And, you know, he's an incredible basketball coach. And he's really put MSUM on the map. And then I've just tried to step in and just continue on the legacy in a way. So we know people, we believe people respect us, which is a good thing. We appreciate that. But I do know that we don't get caught up in a lot of the outside stuff. We're really just focused on what we have in the locker room, and what we're trying to do is put the best thing on the basketball court. And the thing we take pride in as well is just playing incredibly hard and playing basketball the right way. So when you have incredible human beings in the locker room and you're winning, it's just a really fun combination. So we're just enjoying every day we can right now.
Jenny, tonight, a lot of guys stepped up, and it might not show on the box score, but I look at a guy like Will Kinsey who made some great hustle plays, got a couple rebounds and a couple scores. Sean Wysocki pulling down a ton of offensive rebounds as well. How much emphasis do you guys put on making those little plays? Because obviously they add up to what happened this evening and shifted momentum quite a bit, I thought, at certain points of the game. But also, too, how does that fire you up to see a guy like Will Kinsey who has worked so hard to get his way back into the lineup and seeing valuable minutes and him optimizing his time on the floor? How much does that fire you up and make you want to kind of do the same thing when you're out there?
You know, it fires me up a ton. I think what Will does is dragon basketball. I think that's what we're referring to when we say that. It's the things that don't show up on the stat sheet but really do equate to winning. I think he does that very well, and I think a lot of us are doing that right now at a very high level, and I think that's why we're finding success right now.
Coach, for those of us who haven't got to see Carson up close much this season until this tournament, talk about just the energy, the shooting, and the fact that you pulled them from a neighboring state, probably passed over a lot of their schools in the league to get all the way up to Moorhead. Just kind of your thoughts on his impact this season and this tournament so far.
Well, we knew he was our kind of guy right from the jump. I mean, he came to our league camp, and I saw probably 5 minutes of him just playing. I was like, yeah, that's our guy right there. So we did everything we could to get him, and you know, we believed he was going to be a high-level player, but you just don't see a lot of freshmen have that much confidence and play in the NSIC that early and have that success. So I don't want to say I'm surprised, because if you would have saw him in practice before he pulled his red shirt going against Benninga every single day, I mean, we could have probably sold some tickets for that. I mean, that was very fun to watch. So he's a privilege to coach, and just our guys really trust him, and we want him to take shots. I mean, we're not mad when he's shooting, I'll tell you that. And even if it might seem like it's a force every once in a while, we all think the dang thing's going in. So I think his confidence is just through the roof right now, and I think that just really comes from all the guys that are around him, because they've really done a great job with, you know, Carson and Sean Wysocki being true freshmen starting on our team, which you don't see that a lot right now. But we have incredible veterans on this team that know how this program works, and they got their back. So, I mean, it is really fun as a coach to really see that just these guys just have each other's back and just compete. And, I mean, it just really helps everybody build up that confidence.
Coach Jacob, thank you for your time. Congratulations, and good luck in the championship game tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thanks.